In the early years of the 20th century, a fierce young man emerged from the streets of Elizabeth, New Jersey. His name was Edward Patrick Mickey Walker, born July 13, 1901. Known for his wild spirit and iron will, Walker wasn't just a fighter. He would go on to swing golf clubs and stroke canvases, becoming just as respected with a paintbrush as he was with a pair of gloves. Walker's journey into the ring began on February 10, 1919. Still a teenager, he stood toe-to-toe with Dominic Orsini in a 4-round brawl that ended without a decision, a common result in New Jersey at the time, where scoring rules simply didn't exist. A fight either ended in a knockout or not at all. He stayed close to home in those early days, stacking up experience inside Jersey's smoky boxing halls. It wasn't until his 18th fight that he finally left Elizabeth, stepping into the Newark ring. There, on April 29, 1919, he suffered his first defeat. The year 1920 kept him busy. 12 fights, 2 wins, and 10 no decisions later, Walker was learning the game the hard way. But these weren't setbacks. They were the bricks in the road he was building. A road that would one day lead him into boxing legend. By 1921, Mickey Walker was fighting like a man with something to prove. He stepped into the ring 16 times that year, won 6, dropped 1, and walked away from 9 without a decision, thanks to the still murky rules in many states. But change was in the air. Rhode Island had started using a point-scoring system, and Walker saw an opportunity. His first trip there didn't go well. He got disqualified against Joe Stenific. Still, he came back swinging and grabbed his first official decision win after 12 tough rounds with Kid Green. He also shared a ring with world champion Jack Britton in New Jersey, a no-decision bout, but held his own. Not long after, he beat Nate Siegel in Boston, sharpening his edge with every fight. The year 1922 didn't start in his favor. 3 wins, 4 losses, and 4 more no decisions. He even lost to Jock Malone, a tough blow. But Walker wasn't the type to stay down for long. Then came November 1st, 1922. Under the bright tension of a title fight, Walker faced off against the veteran champion Jack Britton once again. This time, for the world welterweight crown. Over 15 brutal rounds, Mickey Walker outworked, outboxed, and outlasted Britton. When the final bell rang, he wasn't just a brawler from Jersey anymore. He was the new world champion. In 1923, Mickey Walker was on fire. He stepped into the ring 13 times, came out with 11 wins, 1 no decision, and 1 no contest. Along the way, he defended his welterweight title twice, once against Pete Latzo, and again against Jimmy Jones, proving he wasn't just holding the belt, he was earning it. The momentum carried in a 1924, 9 fights, 6 victories, and 3 more no decisions. That year, he defended his crown against 2 heavy hitters, Lou Tendler and Bobby Barrett, and walked away still champion. He also crossed paths with old rival Jock Malone twice, both ending in no decisions, but Walker stayed in control. Then came 1925, and Walker was hungry for more. After picking up 2 early wins, he made a bold move, stepping up in weight to face the iron-tough Harry Greb for the world middleweight title on July 2nd. It was a gritty 15-round war, but Greb edged him out on points, keeping the crown. Walker wasn't done. He dropped back to his welterweight comfort zone and defended his title against Dave Shade, winning by decision. By year's end, he'd racked up 3 wins, 1 loss, and 3 no decisions. The belt was still his, and his legend was still growing. May 20th, 1926, marked a turning point. In a rematch with Pete Latzo, Mickey Walker lost the welterweight crown he'd held with pride. By then, Walker was well into his 20s, and his body had filled out beyond the limits of the division. Some blamed it on his habits outside the ring. Walker was known to enjoy life as much as he enjoyed fighting. Whatever the cause, one thing was clear. The welterweight chapter was over. He set his sights higher, on the middleweight throne. A few months later, on November 22nd, he finally beat longtime rival Jock Malone. That one set the stage for something bigger. Just 11 days later, on December 3rd, Walker faced world middleweight champion Tiger Flowers. The decision was controversial. Many believed it could have gone either way, but the judges gave it to Walker, and he was crowned the new champion. He held that title for the next 5 years, defending it 3 times and adding names like Mike McTeague and former champ Paul Berlenbach to his win column. But Walker wasn't done chasing history. On March 28, 1929, he went after the light heavyweight crown, hoping to join the rare class of fighters with titles in 3 weight classes. He faced Tommy Loughran in a close, hard-fought 10-round bout, but fell just short on the scorecards. Then, in true Walker fashion, he took another leap. On June 19, 1931, he gave up the middleweight title and decided to step into the land of giants, the heavyweight division. Mickey Walker made his heavyweight debut on July 22nd, stepping in against none other than Jack Sharkey, a former world champion, and no easy night for anyone. They went 15 full rounds, trading shots and testing limits. When it was over, the judges couldn't split them. It was a draw, and for Walker, a powerful entrance into the land of giants. The year that followed, 1932, was a wild ride. Walker fought 6 times and won 5, taking down big names like King Levinsky and the rugged Paulino Uskutin. Then came Max Schmeling, the former heavyweight champ of the world. Walker gave it what he had, but Schmeling was too much. In the 8th round, Walker hit the canvas and stayed there. So, once again, Walker made a shift. In 1933, he dropped back down to light heavyweight and challenged Maxie Rosenblum for the world title. They went the full 15, and though Walker fought hard, Rosenblum took the decision. A year later, they met again. Walker got the win this time, but it was a non-title fight, which meant the belt stayed out of reach. Still, Walker didn't quit. He kept fighting, kept chasing, kept swinging. But time was catching up. In 1935, he stepped into the ring with Eric Seelig. 7 rounds in, the fight was stopped. That night, Mickey Walker walked away for good. He had fought through 3 weight classes, taken on legends, and given fans years of raw, unforgettable action. When he finally hung up the gloves, the name Mickey Walker was already etched in boxing history. After the gloves came off, Mickey Walker didn't fade into the shadows. He just changed stages. He opened a restaurant in New York City, and it didn't take long before it turned into a buzzing landmark. People didn't just come for the food. They came to be around Mickey, the fighter, the legend, the man who'd gone toe-to-toe with the best. But Walker had another side too. Away from the noise, he found peace in a paintbrush. What started as a hobby turned into real talent. His artwork ended up hanging in galleries in both New York and London, proof that Mickey's hands could do more than throw punches. During his fighting days, golf had been his escape. He'd drag his manager, Doc Kearns, and even his kids to the course whenever he could. It was never just about winning, it was about living. On the January 13th, 1955 episode of You Bet Your Life, Walker sat smiling, telling the world he was married and had 2 daughters. He even threw in a classic line, "I fought a draw for the heavyweight title." Not bragging, just telling it like it was. But time has always had its say. In 1974, police found him collapsed on a street in Freehold, New Jersey. At first, they thought he was just another drunk down on his luck. But tests showed something deeper: Parkinson's, arteriosclerosis, and anemia. He was taken to Marlborough Psychiatric Hospital for care. On April 28, 1981, Mickey Walker died in Freehold. He'd lived like he fought, bold, full force, and without apology. A world champion in the ring, an artist on canvas, and a fighter to the very end. Mickey Walker wasn't just a champion in boxing. He was a champion at life. He lived loud, fought hard, laughed often, and chased every passion like it was a title fight. From the smoke-filled arenas of New Jersey to art galleries across the Atlantic, Walker left pieces of himself everywhere he went. He wasn't perfect, and he never pretended to be. But whether he was throwing punches, swinging a golf club, or painting a canvas, Mickey gave it everything he had. And maybe that's why his story still matters. Because it reminds us that greatness isn't just about what you win, but how you live while chasing it. Long after the final bell, the name Mickey Walker still rings.